All right, guys, we're at SHOT Show 2025. We're here at the BNC booth. I am with Nate. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's coming out in 2025.
Hi. Pleasure to have you guys.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
coming.
you.
We have a smorgasbord of things, obviously, and it's crazy busy here on day one.
Oh,
Pleasure
yeah.
to make time for you guys, though. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming. So we are releasing almost a dozen new things this year. This is a big step for us, and there's a lot going on. So we're just going to touch the tip of the iceberg. If you're interested in more, definitely come back to the channel. We'll be happy to do more with you guys. First off, we have promised this gun for almost 3 years, and we're finally coming through on it.
That's awesome.
This is the SPC223. So it is a 12.1-inch cold hammer forged barrel, adjustable gas system. You've got QDs built into the handguard. This is our new assaulter muzzle device. It is a neutral timing on the top, so whether you're a righty or a lefty, you're still going to be able to get a little bit of muzzle compensation out of that. It comes with our lower, which is interchangeable across all of our 223 platforms. This is our new pistol grip. I saw it for the first time on Sunday. I didn't even know it existed
Really?
until then. You look at it and it looks kind of blocky. It is remarkably comfortable to hold in your hand.
Do you mind if I hold it?
Yeah, absolutely. How's that feel?
It's different. I like it, though.
More vertical alignment, not quite as angled so back so
Yeah,
far. But
right.
even for hands, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It looks funky, but it's really comfortable. And then the last piece is now on this gun we have a 6-position receiver extension, and you'll be able to use your normal AR buttstocks. It still retains our hydraulic buffer system though, so from a recoil standpoint, it feels like a dream. We had these at range day yesterday and put thousands of rounds through them, and consistently what people told me is it feels like shooting a DI AR instead of a piston gun, which is a very high compliment.
Yeah.
T charging handle for the US commercial market. Normally our APCs have charging handles up front like a European design. This will feel a little more comfortable for the US market.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, whoa, this baby. So we've been promising this for a little bit, and I am so happy it's finally here. This is our SPR 86. So we go from something that you could absolutely use in competition, general usage, to a highly specialized firearm.
Oh, yeah.
So this gun is not very heavy.
Oh, yeah. I was expecting that to be way heavier.
So that is
Wow.
a modular titanium suppressor on the end of it, chambered in 8.6 blackout.
Wow.
It has a Timney single stage trigger in it, so it's very comfortable, very light. Also a fantastic trigger. The whole thing folds, and the suppressor reflexes all the way over the barrel. So this entire gun, including the suppressor, comes as a kit. The optics separate, go figure, right? We'll get that off here in a second. That's the gun.
Wow.
So you can literally put that in the bag that it comes with, pull it out of the bag, screw the suppressor on, it even comes with a bipod, toss in a mag of 8.6 blackout subs, and you have a very quiet, beautiful package.
Yeah.
The last thing though, and I'm gonna be very careful putting this back down, is our new Print XH suppressors. So, I am not a huge fan of using the term revolutionary, but this is about as close as I've seen in the suppressor market to date. So one of the problems with titanium suppressors, and obviously in the automotive industry you get this as well, titanium heats up quickly, cools quickly, but it's not very durable under heat. And specifically in suppressors, titanium suppressors tend to spark. So if you shoot them in low light, no light, you get this Roman candle effect out of the front of them. Some of them burnish over time like ours do, some don't. We really wanted to solve that problem though. So the blast baffle inside of this is 718 Inconel as well as stainless steel. So now the sparking issue that people run into is gone. The heat erosion issue that you find with titanium is also gone. SpaceX uses 718 Inconel on their cones, forcing cones for rockets, because of its durability. We're using the same material for the same reason. But the whole thing's still titanium as far as the body, and it's reduced back pressure. So you get about a 1.9 increase or 1.9% increased bolt speed when using this suppressor. So normally when you suppress a firearm, you have to change the gun to suppress it. Whether it's changing the gas system, a different buffer, different bolt carrier. This one, hold that.
Wow.
That's our Surefire Rotex device in the end of it. It is hub compatible. So you can buy that suppressor and no matter what other mounting systems you have, Rearden, Plan B, Huxwrx, whomever, that can will work. We're also now doing hubs for Rearden, Plan B, and Huxwrx from us directly. Then there's also the SC variant. So this was full auto rated, no barrel length restrictions. This one, I recommend using it on 11.5 inches or longer. It's best on like a 13.9, 14.5, but it's shorter, right? Also ultra lightweight.
Yeah.
We've also got a new direct thread adapter that comes with it. To give you an idea from a weight perspective, how much do you think this weighs without that adapter?
Oh, I'm so bad at guessing.
That's the fun part.
I don't know.
It's about 10 ounces.
Oh, really?
Without the adapter.
Wow.
Just the bare can. So these are incredibly lightweight, incredibly durable, and with that new Inconel blast baffle, this is the next generation of suppressors. If I am putting a suppressor on a comp rifle, something like this, yeah, it's actually becoming viable to do so. You don't need a muzzle brake anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe, who knows, these might show up in tactical games.
We'll see.
I know a guy.
And before we go, we got one more thing he's going to pull out.
When you say it like that, yeah, absolutely. So this is a Walther PPK in 32 ACP, the James Bond gun, with our new 3D printed 32 caliber suppressor. So if you really want to get your James Bond gun on, we absolutely have the gun to do it, as well as the brand new suppressor. It is remarkably quiet for its size. It might even be best in class. So as far as a unique firearm and a unique suppressor, there's not much else you're going to see at the show that's quite like that.
Hey guys, we're at SHOT Show 2025. We are here at the Aimpoint booth. I'm here with John. He's going to talk a little bit about what's coming out in 2025.
Hey, well, this year we're bringing out a collaboration we've done with Glock. This is the new COA sight. And COA is a system that it's incorporated into a new cut and a new sight. The cut we're referring to is the A cut. And what you're going to see with the A cut is the sight's going to cam into from the front and get bolted in by these two screws in the rear that also contain the rear sight. What that does, it cuts down on any sort of upflip from the recoil of the pistol, because we're locked into the frame instead of being locked in by threading and screws.
Right.
Another really great thing about the A-cut is how low it gets. And what that does, it allows us to actually co-witness the iron sights through the optic while using factory height iron sights and not having to go to super tall suppressor height sights. 2032 battery in a tray in the side here with a 5-year battery life. Just a phenomenal sight picture. This year Glock's going to release it in the 43X, the 48, the 19, the 45, and the 47 variants.
Yeah, I haven't even, if I could hold that,
Sure.
I haven't even held that.
Oh, it fits beautifully on the single stack guns, and it fits great on the double column guns too.
Wow.
And one of the things that we did is, if you look at earlier generations, the Acro, M5, all the series sights, there's an inner tube inside of the body that actually moves to adjust for the zero. It's connected to the front lens going all the way back to the LED. So this does have what you see inside there is a tube inside of a tube. Well, with the COA, instead of moving the tube and the lens, we're just moving the LED. So there's a lot less material inside the body of the sight now, which increases the overall viewing window and the size of the port for the sight picture.
Guys, so we are here at SHOT Show 2025 at the Huxwrx booth. I'm here with Porter. He's going to talk a little bit about what he's excited for 2025.
Awesome, thank you. So we launched 2 new cans today. We have our Flow 9K tie and then our Flow Range 36. So this is going to be a super good can for any of the PCCs, pistol, anything like that. It's 4.8 ounces. And then for our Flow Range 36, it's actually one of the best entry-level cans on the market. You're going to be anything from 22 to 338 Lapua, this can do. So rifle, pistol, anything in between, this is going to be your go-to can. And that one's coming in at 8.4 ounces.
Awesome.
Yep.
So what's the price, about the price range for these?
This is on the map on this is $679, and the map on this is $979.
Okay.
So a sub $1,000 can that will work on everything.
Sweet. And are these available now?
These started shipping earlier this week. These ones will be available. They ship in about 2 weeks. So dealers and distributors will have them here shortly.
Okay, awesome.
So we're known as the innovators of flow-through technology. A lot of companies have tried to chase us in that, and they're a little late to the game. But yeah, so the flow-through is our main thing. Get all that toxic gas out of your face, and it also helps heal not hurt the weapon system. Because normally on a suppressed rifle, you're seeing about 20 to 30% increase in bolt velocity. With ours, it's anywhere from 0 to 2%. So it's longer use of the weapon system, all that toxic gas out of your face, and there's just a lot of good benefits from that.
Yeah. Hey guys, we are here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm at the Laugo booth with Ian. He's going to be talking about what they have and what they're coming out with in 2025.
Hi guys, Ian from Laugo Arms USA here. What I have in my hands is the Alien Remus. If you guys aren't familiar with the Alien, give you a real quick rundown on who we are, what the gun is. So go ahead and lock that slide back for you guys. As you can tell, very, very low bore axis, perfectly in line with my index finger. What that means is when I'm rattling off shots down range, the gun's not trying to flip out over the top of my hand. It's just coming straight back. Secondarily, also very, very great feature of the Alien, stationary optic comes standard on the gun. When you're running the pistol, the optic itself stays stationary. Outside of that, the pistol itself is a gas-delayed blowback handgun, and what that means for you, the shooter, is just slightly softer recoil and much, much quicker cycling times. So that's the gun itself. What's new for 2025, like I said, is the Remus here. This, as you guys can tell, is a compact variant of our Alien. This is a 4-inch barrel model as opposed to our standard 5-inch barrel model. Outside of just that shorter barrel, what we do have working on this guy is a nice thumb safety, 4-carry safety. And my personal favorite, like I said, brand new for 2025, is this push-to-rack system. So if you guys are familiar with our retro lineup or our reciprocating optic guns, you'll know that it's very nice to be able to rack off of that optic. That being said, you lose the follow-up shot time of the stationary optic. We thought, why don't we combine the two into one? That gives us our push-to-rack system. So you depress that gold lever right there, pull back, let fly, you're hot. Now when you're firing, it's going to stay stationary. And then when you're back to normal, say you're doing a slide lock reload, no worries, push to rack, just like that. Guys, that's us. That's what we have new for 2025. Come check us out if you're here, 7143. But other than that, it's great talking to you.
Hey guys, I'm here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm at the Primary Arms booth with Alex. He's going to talk about what's new for 2025.
So we're super excited. Thank you for coming to our booth. We're super excited for 2025 to launch our brand new HTX1. That's the new hotness we have here. That is our first iteration of an enclosed made in USA reflex optic. So super cool. We'll probably do a deep dive a little bit later on the product if you guys want. But it's the first product that out of the box can fit up to 90% of all optics cut footprints right out of the box. So it's super cool. We have a couple other optics. We've got our long range PLX scopes. We've got some new illumination technology in our 1:8 scopes. And we have a new line that we're releasing, our CLX line. It is probably one of the most affordable optics line in the industry today. And we've got microprisms in that line. We've got red dots in that line, so super cool. We've also got some new LPVOs, some new prescriptions, a new 2-12, which is super cool. So we're super excited to have that out for 2025.
So what do we have here?
So this is brand new for 2025. This is a new iteration of our PLX line. We're introducing some new long range scopes. So this one's really cool. This is actually my personal favorite coming out for 2025. It's our PLX 2.5-20 by 48. And what's really cool about this, it is a medium to long range scope. This thing can go 1,000 yards all day long and further, which is super cool. It's all made in Japan, part of our PLX line, Japanese glass. We've got this huge 48mm front bezel, lets all the light in, super bright illumination, steel on steel turrets with easy stop. And for those of you that don't know what that is, you can take the turret off, you can set where your zero is, you can lock it in, put the turret back on, and now you have a fully functioning zero stop turret, which is super cool. Aside from it, it is super durable. So everything, every component is steel and awesome for 2025. So that is the PLX 2.5-20 by 48. Also, we have the big brother of this scope, and which is this guy right here. So same thing as I just described, just in a bigger prescription. This is our 4.5-36, and they each come with 3 new reticle variants. We've got our mill-based reticles, our Deca G2, our ACSS Athena, and our ACSS Neptune. So come check us out.
Hey guys, so we're at SHOT Show 2025. I'm here at the HK booth. I'm with Angela. She's going to talk a little bit about what's coming out in 2025.
Hey guys, I wanted to show you what we have new. This is the CC9, which this is the first American-made HK, and it's also the smallest HK handgun that's ever been made. And there's a lot of really cool features about this gun. It's taken us a little time to come to market, but you'll understand why. So right now here is you're going to have your small and large back straps. So what this is going to do, it's going to help the shooter have a really good length of a trigger pull right here. And if you actually measure the trigger pull on this, it is the same distance as the VP9 full size. So a lot of people familiar with the VPs will really appreciate that. We do have ambidextrous magazine release and slide release here. And then the magazine, it comes with a 12+1 and a 10+1.
That actually fits really good. That feels nice. Interesting.
And that's the small back strap on that one.
Yeah. I don't typically like small guns,
Yeah.
but this feels nice, comfortable.
And it shoots like a full size too. So that's the one nice thing about the CC9. And we're also offering it with an optics equipped. So you can buy it in a package with the optics, and it'll come with a Holosun optic on it.
Looks like the MSRP is $699.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Cool.
$699.
And this is already out, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now we're shipping it out. A little hard to find right now, but I'm just telling everyone, be patient.
Yeah.
You know, just the demand right now is pretty high for them. Everybody's wanting to get their hands on one. So down here we're showing our VP9 A1s. So it's going to come in a full size, which is the F, and then the K, which is our compact, and the gentleman there has that in his hands. There's a lot of new features on this. One of my favorite features is the back straps. It now comes with small, medium, extended medium, and extended large. And like we talked about with the CC9, what that's going to do here is going to help with the length of the trigger pull. So you're going to be able to shoot this way better than any of the other striker fires that you're going to see on the market. And another feature with this is you're going to have a flared magazine well. The F comes with a 17 round and a 20 round magazine. So you're going to have a lot of options there. You're going to have deeper serrations there on the slide, so you're going to be able to get a better grip. And again, you're going to have ambidextrous releases on that as well. These are all the upgrades on the VP9A1.
I'm here at the HK booth. I'm with John. He's going to be talking about the MR556A4. And John, let's tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. My name is John Rasmussen. I'm one of the factory team shooters for HK. My background in this, I've been involved in competitive shooting for close to 30 years now. Started off in USPSA. Currently a law enforcement officer. Been a cop for about 25, going on 25 years now. I'm a competitive shooter. I'm also an instructor with my agency, most of the agency armor. So I'm just kind of a gun guy in nature. So I've been around the sport a long time and just been involved with guns for a long time. I've been part of HK now for about 10 years on their shooting team. All right, and now magically we have an MR556A4 in my hands, the magic of the internet. So talking about the MR556A4, kind of our focus here is speaking with Alyssa because she's been involved in tactical games and I've been involved in competitive shooting, looking at the MR556A4 with regards to competitive shooting. So what makes this thing a good rifle? What are we looking for in a competitive shooting rifle?
Right.
So Alyssa, what do you look for in a competitive rifle?
Well, I have to say, really for tactical games, I need to have something that's good for longer distance and shorter distance, not necessarily a long range gun,
Right.
not necessarily short range. So kind of something that's kind of all around good.
Yeah, so MR556A4, perfect for that. You know, most people in competitive shooting, 16-inch carbine is about, you know, the general thing that you
Yeah.
run. Gives you enough barrel length to get you out to 500 or 600 yards if you need a long shot like
Right.
that. But it's short enough that you can run it in like a CQB kind of a stage without any kind of an issue.
Exactly.
So the MR556 16.5-inch barrel works perfectly for that. You know, we need the accuracy to get out to a roughly 2 or 3 minute of angle target out there at 500 yards. And this thing is a minute of angle capable rifle. From the factory, these all leave the factory as a minute of angle capable rifle. So it's super accurate, easily capable of the kind of accuracy that we're looking for in a competitive shooting match. What else? What else do you need in a competitive rifle?
Another thing is weight. I don't want it
Yep.
too heavy because I'll be carrying that around.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the matches that we shoot, you shoot tactical games.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like run and gun matches where you know, you be riding for 7, 8, 9 miles sometimes in some of those matches. So weight really matters. The MR556A4 uses like a medium profile barrel, so it's it's a heavy enough profile to give you the accuracy that you need, but it's not so heavy that it's going to bog you down. So the overall rifle, still a really lightweight package. And the handguard designed by HK USA, nice and slim, so you can get a good grip on the gun. So super important. Yeah, weight is absolutely a factor, especially in a tactical game situation or the running of matches that I do. The ambi feature is always nice, being able to charge from either side. Dropping the bolt, magazine from both sides, all that stuff, very important. So MR556 uses full ambi features, both sides.
Ambi features.
Yeah, great. You know, there's a lot of times, you know, a lot of the matches, I'm sure tactically in the same way, match directors for the running gun style matches are real big on making you shoot from the weak side.
Yeah.
So having ambi features on the gun is very important when you transition to that weak side, and you still have to manipulate the safety. You still got to drop a magazine, lock the bolt to the rear, all those things. So
you got to make sure you train with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Same thing. Super reliable, tunable gas system. That's critical on a competition gun. Is it's got to work, and this is the most reliable rifle I've ever shot. So yeah. MR556 fits all of that bill, so yeah, perfect for what I do, probably perfect for what you do too.
So you shoot this gun?
I do,
right?
so I shoot this gun in competition. I configure it differently based on the match that I'm doing, based on the distances that I'm using, really.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the matches, like out west, if I'm shooting a match in Texas, where there's a lot of 500-600 yard shots, it'll have a little bit larger magnified optic on it. If it's an East Coast match where, you know, the distances that we use, not quite as far because most of the ranges don't have that kind of distance,
right.
I put like a low power variable out there, like a 1:6, a Razor, something like that on it, just because I don't need that much magnification.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe it's a CQB match where nothing that you shoot's over 50 yards, and it gets a red dot put on it. But it's super easy to reconfigure the rifle in any way that I want, throw a light on it if I need it. So yeah, all that stuff's very important. M-locks on all the rails to make sure that you can put whatever accessory you want on it. So yeah.
Awesome.
So what's your next match? What do you shoot next?
Oh, it's probably going to be tactical games. Oh, here in Nevada, actually.
Is it really?
What is it? April, I think it is.
Okay.
I think I'll have to check on that. But
That's great.
yeah, so it's coming up in a few months.
Fantastic.
So.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you. What's up, guys? We're here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm at the Sig booth with Chris. He's going to explain some of the Sig products real quick.
Okay, so I guess we'll start off with the suppressor since we're over here already. For those that are unfamiliar, Sig Sauer is pretty well known in the industry. Specifically, we've had a lot of military successes, a lot of contracts that we won. The big one being really replacing all the M4s and 249 saws with the XM7 and the XM250 program, the NGCW program. And the big thing was that contract included suppressors. So this is the first time that the Army wide-scale adopted suppressors. A lot of reasons for that. Allows you to communicate better, less issues with hearing damage long-term. And this is something that we actually kind of pioneered. We had developed other previous suppressors for SOCOM, and we kind of developed a high-flow suppressor, which is starting to become more popular in the industry. We were one of the first to really get the military to adopt it. We kind of worked jointly with a lot of those units to kind of develop some very cutting-edge products. So we sell all of these products for the military, but as with Sig Sauer, we want to make sure that we're providing that excellent products to the commercial market as well. So we do a variety of different calibers, 5.56, 300 blackout, 7.62, and then also the 6.8 high pressure round that is being used by the U.S. Army. We use kind of like we were some of the first to pioneer the DMLS process, which is essentially like a fancy way to 3D print, but it's printing with metal. So titanium and Inconel are the two materials that we use. And really what that printing allows us to do is have kind of crazy geometries on the inside. So in the past, most suppressors for the last like 100 years have been very kind of like V-shaped baffles. So that's what's on the inside. But with the 3D printing and with advanced computer software, we're able to model all sorts of stuff. We're able to rapidly prototype. So we're able to like very quickly kind of hone in on like what the optimal suppressor is for different calibers. And we kind of have like three things that we're looking at. We're looking at flash suppression, we're looking at sound suppression, and then the toxic fume is kind of, and the low back pressure thing is something that is the relatively new thing that the industry is all kind of moving towards. But this is something that we were kind of some of the first to develop with the U.S. military and with their input to kind of really develop these products. Yeah, so the gun itself is obviously like really cool. We had like an entire council of women at our company because I think there was a lot of feedback that we had from the industry, like there are a lot of companies in the past that were trying to like sell pink J-frames and all that stuff, and I think, you know, internally a lot of us saw that like that's not exactly what women want. So like we had a whole lot of input trying to develop it based on what you know those customers were looking for. So we wanted to make sure that like, you know, it was aesthetic, it wasn't tacky. So we obviously have just touches of color, but there's also functional things that we wanted to put in to make it more pleasant to shoot, but also still very concealable. So some things you'll notice is that grip. So that's a rose pattern grip, but that actually is laser etched in. That gives you good traction while not being so aggressive that it's like if you're carrying it inside the waistband, then it's going to completely chew up your skin.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some that are way
But
aggressive.
if you grip on there, it gives plenty of traction. Another thing that we kind of developed in the last couple of years, if you flip this side, we have a slide integrated compensator. So this is something that we patented. It's kind of cool. So compensators have been around for a while, but there's been a lot of downsides to compensators. Some of them you have to basically take off the compensator completely off if you want to clean it. This one disassembles just like an ordinary pistol. Another side benefit is that this isn't as ammo sensitive. So some other barrel mounted compensators, you have to fiddle with the springs, you have to fiddle with the ammo, and even then it's still kind of borderline on reliability. This is just as reliable as any other striker fired, you know, non-compensated pistol. So this is something that we kind of custom tuned. This is the 9mm variant. We also have a 380 variant that's a little bit smaller. With the smaller caliber, recoils less. So it kind of gives people the option, is like, hey, if I want something ultra small, it's still in a manageable caliber, or if I want something that's a little bit, you know, 9mm is kind of the standard, I would say now with modern pistols. You still have some feature sets that give you, you know, plenty of control in such a small concealable package. So this one's 12 round flush fit. We do have other magazines that go all the way up to 21 for the 365, and then for the 380, it's 10 rounds flush. We also have an optic, so we have a variety of accessories that are rose accented to kind of match it. But really the biggest thing for the rose is it's an entire program. So Lena Michalik, I think plenty of people have heard of her, fantastic shooter. And really this was a program that she wanted to spearhead to try and get more women more knowledgeable and comfortable with concealed carrying and learning how to shoot and making it fun. So when you buy the gun, it actually comes with a variety of different accessories that is bundled with the gun. So you get the pistol, it comes with a matching Vault-Tec case, so you have a safe way to store the firearm. If it's your first gun, you know, a lot of people don't have a giant, you know, gun safe or whatever, so you have a way to, you know, safely carry it in your nightstand or whatever. It also comes with a QR code that allows you to essentially have Lena kind of give you some of the initial steps in, you know, firearms training, so weapon safety, you know, handling, all this stuff. So it kind of gets them a nice, easy way to kind of step into, you know, having firearms for the first time. Yes, exactly, and that's really what we wanted to design, is that kind of take away a lot of the, you know, uncertainty of like diving into a new, unknown kind of hobby. So that's what we try to do, is make it really easy for people to get into it for the first time.
And what's the price for this?
So it'll depend on the 9mm versus 380 and then red dot, so it kind of varies, but the non-red dot equipped ones will be around $950-ish street price. The 380 will be a little bit cheaper. If you put it with the red dot, it'll be a little bit more expensive. So it kind of varies depending on what packages you decide to go with. So we have a variety of options. So if people want to do a red dot from the factory, not installed, we have a variety of those different options.
Do you have
So
non-compensated options as well?
the 380 is non-compensated, but the 9mm is compensated. Mainly, like we wanted to kind of tame that recoil for, you know, small guns tend to be very snappy, so we wanted to kind of keep it so that it was controllable.
Okay, so what do we have here?
We have a variety of different SIG pistols, a couple of different families. We've got some 1911s, some 320s, some 365s, as well as some 226s. So I guess on the competition side, it kind of depends. Like we have a lot of guns that are, you know, very, very, you know, specifically designed for certain types of competition. We have some that for USPSA, some for IDPA, PSSL. There's so many firearms disciplines out there. The 226X5s are probably my favorite trigger. They've got 3-way adjustable triggers. I've been handing them to people all day, and they're like very surprised when they pull the trigger. It's definitely something that's very cool.
Which one? Sorry, which one was that?
So there's actually two variants that we have. We
Okay.
have the X5 Legion, and then we have the X5 Reserve. So this one's a little bit more of a little more blingy. That one's kind of a limited edition pistol, but some similarities, some differences. But those are two compensated, kind of similar to what we saw earlier on the 365, but now on a much larger firearm. And it's got a lot of kind of cool, nice features like gas pedals and single action only triggers that just make it very easy to shoot very fast. Another one that's really purpose built for shooting competitions is our 320 X5 SXG. The SXG stands for Steel X Grip. So this is if you want to hold on to this, it's a very heavy pistol.
Yeah.
It's also got some very aggressive G10 grips. Makes you have really, really great traction. If you got sweaty hands, if it's raining, it doesn't really matter. That gun's gonna stick in your hand and it's gonna help you mitigate that recoil.
Yeah.
This one's got some really nice fiber optic sights, but it also still allows you to be able to mount a red dot. So good for production or carry optics, all sorts of kind of different shooting disciplines. This one's got a 5-inch bull barrel, as well as the ability to swap out springs. So if you're running some ball ammo versus your match ammo, you can kind of tune that so that it's it's really sprung perfectly for whatever ammo that you're deciding to shoot. But got a whole variety of different stuff depending on like what you're looking to shoot competitions with. I've shot this gun in the tactical games where some competitions will bump you up into a different division with a compensator. So it all kind of depends on what competition you're deciding to shoot. So you'll obviously have to look in kind of the rule book of what the divisions are. But
so for something like tactical games,
yes.
Do you think that would be the best option?
This is something that I like. I kind of took this slide off and actually put it on a polymer grip. But that's kind of personal preference. But honestly, I think if you were just to have one gun, I think this is probably the best option for the tactical games.
Okay.
But I think that's there's a lot of competition, so it's kind of like there's so many answers, and there's no really right or wrong answer. It just kind of depends on what you want to do.
For sure.
Because of all those feature sets, like to help mitigate recoil, some really good G10 grips. It's a good competition gun as long as it's allowed in that competition.
Oh, not in this one.
Yeah. So that's our Legion trigger, which is going to be lighter than the standard 320 triggers. The cool thing about the G10 grips is that if it's too aggressive or not aggressive enough, it's super easy to swap out grips. So it's the same pattern. You can put these grips on that or vice versa.
Okay.
There's all sorts of different companies that make brass grips and aluminum grips and all sorts of different patterns and colors. So you can kind of customize them super easily.
All right, so we're going to be talking about rifles now.
So we were kind of just talking about the tactical games, so kind of wanted to show off a very similar rifle to what I was using this past year at tactical games. So this is our M400X series. So this is kind of our more feature-rich AR-15. This one's 16-inch. This particular flash hider is kind of like a hybrid flash hider with a little bit of compensation. What kind of makes this gun special is that it does have an ambi bolt catch and release. So
we like that.
For tactical games, it makes it really easy to unload show clear. Typically with an AR, you kind of have to break it down, do this weird motion. Whereas with this, you can literally be in here and do that. So it makes it super easy to make that gun clear. So very safe. The one thing I wanted you to check out was this optic that we're actually just showing off here at SHOT. So this is called the AT-AMR. If you want to take a peek at there, look at that. Flip the magnifier in. And
wow.
So I'll kind of describe what she's seeing. So with just the red dot, I have this set. There's 4 different reticle settings that you can choose. The way I have it set up right now is a circle dot. So I think what a lot of people have heard of, like the donut of death, that allows you to have something super bright, super fast at 1 power. And then when I flipped it over, I have it so that there's BDC dots. And I also had it actually at a lower brightness. So you have the ability to adjust both the reticle and the brightness of both of these. It basically saves what your setting is with just a red dot or magnified. So having that lower brightness also means that you have a more precise shooting aiming point when you want to shoot something at a little bit further distance, or you want a little bit finer point of aim. So this is something that's really cool. I normally kind of lean toward LVPOs, but I will say I think this might be winning me back to red dots.
What's up, guys? We are here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm with Nick at the Staccato booth. He's going to tell us what is new for Staccato in 2025.
Hey, Alyssa, thanks for having me, by the way. Okay, so now we have the HD P4. So if you guys are familiar with the brand, obviously we had the P, the C2, the CS, we went into V3 kind of stuff, and this is all of our new things, right? So Staccato HD is the new. We have two different models that came out, a P4 and a P4.5. This one currently is a P4.5. Difference between this and the 4.0 is the front sight block here, and the frame is a little bit longer there. One of the big things, obviously, that the market is aware, we're using Glock style mags now. So anybody that has a Glock or uses Glock mags knows how affordable those magazines are, and now we're able to run them in a Staccato. We're keeping the same grip angle as the 2011s that you guys currently love. We took away the grip safety here in the back, so now it's a little bit easier.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to handle and shoot. So with that part, here's a fun fact, is we lowered the bore axis of the barrel so that now you can get your hand a better purchase on the gun, so you can control the gun a little bit more easy, right? The gun now is fully ambidextrous, so any left-handed or right-handed people can now switch the mag patch over to the left or right-hand side. Another thing is the ambidextrous slide stop levers. So we're completely left and right-handed, able to do that. Another cool thing that we kind of did was we moved the rear sight to the front of the optic. The optic plate now is more of like a washer. So this one has a Trijicon HD, RMR HD on there. So this will bolt actually through the plate all the way to the slide itself. So a lot of other guns have it where you're going to bolt the slide to the actual optic piece and then optic to that. So we don't have to worry about that. Another couple cool things, I'm just going to go over all the things we currently offer in three different pieces, right? You have the stainless barrel option, you have the Amerigo front sights come with a stainless barrel option, and then you have Trijicon sights with anything that's going to be a DLC barrel. So that's kind of a cool thing. Right now we only offer the curved trigger, but in the future we'll do threaded barrels and flat triggers like we currently offer. This gun doesn't have the X series serrations, but we do offer the X series serrations in another option as well. The slide on the 4.5 is the same as the 4-inch gun, so it's basically a 4-inch slide with a 1/2-inch sight block on it. So the reciprocating mass of the slide is still going to cycle rather quickly, but now there's a little bit extra weight up here in the front for you guys to manage recoil a little bit easier. So a lot of people enjoy shooting this gun a little bit more. Again, overall length is still 4.5-inch, so you're like still a full-size gun using full-size mags. The gun also comes with magwell on the top tier as well. So we're just really excited. It's a beefier gun. It's essentially built off of all the information that we got using the version 2, version 1, version 3 guns that we made, and then we kind of incorporated it into everything. As always with Staccato, it's American made from the steel that we have, that we start with, all the way to the end. No min parts, everything's high quality, and there's a lot more details like twist barrel the barrel twist rate has changed. Now it's 1 in 10 right hand. A lot of the I would call nerd stuff that we love as gun guys and gun girls is all on the website. So if you go to staccato2011.com, and you guys can look up all the real details, the widths, the heights, and all that stuff, if you're really interested in learning all that stuff. So I encourage you guys to go there. Don't forget we have the Heroes program, so law enforcement, military, anything like that, go to the website. We have those links for that as well. So.
And then what's the price?
So $24.99 for the 4-inch, and then this will come out with $26.99.
Okay.
Sometime, the 4.5 will come out sometime in spring.
Okay.
I think we're looking for a spring launch for that.
And then, when's the 4 available?
4 is available the 28th. So what are we looking at? 6 days.
Okay.
Dealers, it's already shipping to dealers. The dealers just gotta bogart them until the 28th.
Yeah.
But then if you show up at the dealer on the 28th, so if you don't know where your dealer is, go to the website again, and then look up the dealer locator. You'll find the nearest dealer to where you live, and then go there on the 28th and pick an HD up.
Yep. We'll sell out.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. And again, we love hearing feedback from the market, so please, if you guys get any feedback for these, love it, hate it, whatever, let us know so that we can continue to innovate and push this market forward as much as we can. One of the biggest things, obviously, that we didn't really bring up is this is now a Series 80. So it's completely drop safe. It has a firing pin block. There's nothing that this thing, you could drop it on its face all day long and it won't go off.
That is, I will say, that is one comment I get on some of my videos.
The internet is a great thing, and usually the first thing I tell people is like, don't drop your gun. Like, that's original, right? But past that, if they're really that concerned, this won't happen with this gun. So. No, but I mean, if somebody wants to come try it, come by the booth, check it out, and we'll talk.
Yeah.
So.
We're at the B&T booth. I'm here with Nick with BSD. He's going to tell us what he has right here.
Hey guys, my name's Nick. So we have been working here on bringing the VSS Ventores AS Val to the U.S. domestic market. Now, one of the big challenges in bringing this is the fact that ammo can be pretty scarce. So we decided to chamber this in 300 blackout, make it a little bit more user-friendly here. Now, we have had the absolute privilege of teaming up with B&T here, and they've made us a beautiful can. It is a solid one-piece can produced out of Inconel through 3D printing technology. Super excited to see this project come to life. We actually started this project about 1.5 years ago. We first started building blank firing kit guns, and that evolved as we started showing off some of our projects on social media. More important people would reach out and say, hey, we really want one of those guns. You know, the big issue being is that, you know, the parts just don't exist. So we ended up taking it upon ourselves to slowly scan and design and mock up a gun that would eventually become a working prototype. We started modeling back in October. At this point, we were about 1.5 years into development, year and a half into development. I reached out to B&T because we really just wanted to focus on the gun and partner with another company that would have the manufacturing ability, but also the vision to create something new and bring something different to the market. B&T was awesome to work with. They printed us this beautiful can here. It is a true to design QD one-piece design. So it has the same lockup system as normal. Now our final variations are going to be ported barrels. Re-index here.
So what's unique about this gun?
Well, this gun is integrally suppressed. What's not necessarily new is the fact that it's integrally suppressed, but you just don't see integrally suppressed VSS Ventores or AS Val rifles around. Due to some of, our import laws, these aren't necessarily easy to get in the country, even the kits, so it's very scarce. A lot of the guns you do see produced are manufactured from blank firing kits or some other type of model gun. So to be able to take, a bunch of files, create parts, and try to develop an inventory to, end up producing and manufacturing, it's just something that a lot of people have thought about doing or tried to do and just haven't been able to quite figure it out. We still haven't quite figured it out 100%, but we're slowly getting there, one step at a time. Super happy with all the progress we've made so far. Excited to see where we're at, 9 months down the road from now.
Yeah, so is that when do you anticipate it coming out? Like you said, maybe like 9 months?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But
fingers crossed, Q3, Q4 of this year, we're going to start pushing out models. In working with B&T, they made an offer for us to be in this booth probably around end of November, beginning of December. So we had a very short timeline to get some guns together. Roughly 7-8 weeks. We put together, two different prototypes with 2 different op systems. So it's been an absolute blast. It's been chaotic. I'm exhausted.
I'm sure.
I'm super happy, but I'm excited to see where this continues to develop and what kind of refinement we get out of this particular platform.
Have you shot this yet?
This particular model, no.
Okay.
It's funny, this paint, the paint was still drying on this 24 hours or 48 hours prior to coming out here.
Really? Wow.
So it was an absolute race to get this gun.
Yeah.
Our final fire control group parts here were all ended up coming into the shop Friday for fitting and final assembly. So it was kind of a race and a rush here at the end. So weren't able to quite.
That's awesome.
I'm
excited for you to start refining it over the next year?
Now, our prototype model over here, that one does fire. We've fired that several times.
Okay.
This one just needs a little bit of tweaks and a little bit of, tuning, and we'll be right there.
Awesome. And then, do you know how much it's going to cost?
Yeah, MSRP out the door is going to be around $6,500 per rifle. We're planning on doing it as like a full deployment package. You're going to end up with a nice solid case. The gun breaks down, so it'll be very compact. You're going to get a sling. You'll have your choice of stocks, as well as a optics rail as well.
What's up, guys? We're here at SHOT Show 2025. I'm here with Sterling at the Show Low booth. We're going to be talking about what they have new for 2025. It sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, sounds like we have some update to the Blackjack and then a new product. Is that correct?
Correct. So
Okay.
when we first launched the Blackjack, we used to run a detent delay blowback. We punted that system and now go to a roll pin delay system. We found it's much better. It's actually more fluid. It reduces all the friction that we were problem we were having with detents. After several thousand rounds, they were wearing funny. They were causing binding and then breaking the ears off of the detents. So we took that design and we threw it out, basically redesigned, and now we have our roll pin system, which is more fluid. Like I said, it has a pin that actually rolls in there, and it locks into our recoil spring rod. So when it's in battery, it fully locks and snaps in. So that's what it's overcoming. So initially, I think you talked about it in your video a little bit, the initial lockup, it's like a little tough at first, and as it wears in, that spring wears in, it gets a little smoother and it helps. So cycling.
Awesome. So what other changes to the Blackjack are there?
So the other thing we're doing this year with the new system in it, it also has a fixed ejector, which the original one never had a fixed ejector. And it was part of the bolt stop on it. So when the bolt stop would move, the last round, a lot of times it would actually jam in the gun. So it wasn't holding open like it was supposed to. So we just redesigned that. We also are coming out with the ambi safety now. That was a big request last year at SHOT Show. A lot of people are like, oh, I love it. I would love to see an ambi safety. And with that, we have the ambi side charger, so you can put it on either side now. We also added a takedown pin, so it's toolless. So when you remove open the gun, you can actually pop that out and separate your upper and lower without any tools. Because a lot of people, they like to maybe even run a separate upper with a 4-inch barrel or rifle one, so they can change their configuration really fast right in the field. A couple other things we're working on this year. We're working on a 10 mil. So that was a huge request last year at SHOT Show, was to come out with a 10 mil.
Yeah.
So we decided, all right, that's the next caliber we're going to work on. So we were running the HK mags. Let me grab one real fast. So this is going to be called the odds maker, the OM10. So like I said, the HK mags, we wanted to stick with a double feed, double stack mag, 30 round capacity. And these are becoming more available too. HK Parts and other places, they're starting to carry them. They're about a $50 mag, so it's not terrible. We like to stay with the Scorpion mags were $20, but we've gone up. So price of this gun will go up a little bit. The other things we're working on right now is a hydraulic buffer system for them, along with our roll pin delay.
So what's the price of this new one?
We don't have a price fully dialed in because, like I said, we're still developing
Yeah.
some of the parts for it, so the prices may change. It's going to be a little bit more than the standard price of the Blackjack right now, probably the $1,800 to $1,900 range.
Got it. I'm here with Mark at the Desert Tech booth. He's going to be talking about what they've got here and what's new for 2025.
Hey guys, yeah, so new products for Desert Tech is going to be really talking about the Quattro 15s, and then we have our Wolverine line kind of fleshed out. This is our standard product offering. This is a multi-caliber bullpup rifle, very similar to what you saw in the earlier generations of the MDR and the MDRX. This is just kind of be the next evolution of that platform. We've done a 40% parts reduction. We've machined everything internal to the chassis. We've offered a better gas system in here. We went to a side eject on all calibers just to add that much more reliability out of this system. This one chassis is going to do everything from 6.5, 308, 300 blackout, and a 5.56, which you see configured here. My favorite configuration of it is the Micron, which is our 11.5 shorty option. So this is just really, really snazzy. You have a non-reciprocating charging handle, a rear-seated bolt release. You have AR-style mag controls up here, but you also have that pinch and strip. So just kind of a really neat modular system there. Talk about applications for law enforcement and military having a really small package, or your consumer and civilian models, which are going to give you a lot of ballistic advantage without any compromises on that super long, right? You get that short compact package. So that's just something kind of cool. It's our flagship product there, something that we're known for. But our new product for this year, we have the lowers, but now we're gonna rock with a full Quattro 15 rifle. These are gonna come in 11.5-inch pistol versions, and then you'll see the 16-inch barreled rifle back here on. You'll have our furniture on there, but we will be shipping these with the Radians on these. Something cool about these, it's gonna come with a quad stacked 53 round magazine. This is gonna be a single spring and a single follower. So you can see that in there, the follower is up in there, but it's just gonna be super, super reliable. You're not gonna have a bunch of jams and a bunch of issues in there. We're not doing multiple springs, multiple followers. We wanted to design this with the Army's NGSW program. So when we didn't get the contract for the mag-fed machine gun, we just re-engineered that into an AR. Started with the magazine and then built the lower around it. The lower features full ambi controls. So you guys have your bolt hold open levers, your full ambi mag releases here, standard AR controls on this particular side. So yeah, really cool. Something we are debuting. We're talking about an onboard computer system that is going to do some round counters. It uses a series of magnets, and the magnets are going to work by it'll have a magnet in there that'll sense 53. Once it gets all the way up, it will start giving you more accurate round count readings. You have a light here, top that button, it's a light, really short battery, so we wanted to conserve that. We're looking at increasing that or having permanent on options there, but this is an early prototype. Going to be an optional system for people to run on their Quattros if they want. Kind of give you that space age vibe there. But yeah, really slick system. Going to be coming in at a price point of $18.99 MSRP for your consumers. And then obviously dealers and distribution are coming in a little bit less. So yeah,
Is this
pretty awesome
available
product.
now, or when will it be?
Available right now. We are shipping basically February 1st.
Okay.
So right after SHOT Show, these will start rolling out for consumers. Pistols and rifles, same price.
Sweet. I'm here at the CZ booth with Cole, and we're going to talk about the CZ Bren.
Yes, so this is the Bren 3. The Bren 2 came out a couple years ago, and it's been used extensively right now in some overseas conflicts that I'm sure everyone's quite aware of. But the Bren 3 actually came out of those conflicts from feedback we've been getting from end users. So the Bren 2 is still an excellent platform, still very reliable, durable service rifle. We've just added a couple long-term durability upgrades over here to the 3 models. So I'll start front to back. So the first most obvious thing you can see is an extended handguard here that's M-lock. So previously on the Bren 2, you had kind of a short truncated handguard due to the fact that the receiver was monolithic. But this one goes out a little bit further. You've got some QD slots on either side. And also, as you can see here, this ingress here for you to access the gas port adjustment knob. The gas port adjustment has also changed a little bit. It's still 3 settings the same way it is on the Bren 2. However, instead of the fully off setting that we had on the Bren 2, this one has a designated suppressed setting. So a little bit nicer. Instead of using rifle grenades, more people are using suppressors, so that makes a bit more sense. Moving back from there, we've got the bolt and bolt carrier have had some minor tweaks done to them. So the bolt carrier has a new bolt bounce prevention system just to stop an out-of-battery detonation. The bolt face itself now has dual ejectors instead of single ejectors. Moving back from there, the stock now links up on a metal retaining portion right here rather than a plastic one that's on the Bren 2. And this is to prevent stock wobble and this whole kind of wallering out on the plastic. Another great thing about this stock redesign is you can now drop the trigger pack, which by the way is 100% backwards compatible with the Bren 2. But you can drop this polymer trigger pack off and you can take all the bolt guts out of the gun from the rear without taking the stock off. So that's an upgrade we did. Very last thing that I will say probably has some limited usage on the civilian market, but it's very exciting from a military standpoint, is these 4 screws we've got here on the side of the receiver. So previously, the Bren has an extruded aluminum upper receiver that a steel bolt and bolt cam pin ride on. So steel riding on aluminum, that does have some wear that happens a little bit quicker. So being able to remove this rail and also have it be made out of steel greatly improves the service life of the upper assembly itself and lets you keep that same serial number in service for longer. So like I said, the operating principle of the Bren 2 or the Bren 3 really hasn't changed over the 2. It's just a few little inline creature comforts and service durability standards have been worked into the design.
Awesome. And then just in general for the Bren, what would you say is unique about it?
Me personally, I think that the piston-driven system itself really lends itself to cleaner shooting and a more reliable function. We've actually simplified the gas system from the Bren 2 to a 2-piece rather than a 1-piece. And I would say really the other thing that I mentioned earlier about the removable rail here, just being able to service the weapon and service that really integral part of how the bolt rides in the system, being able to change that out and make those improvements on the fly and keep your main receiver in action is something that really unique to the market that I don't think that I haven't seen anyone else do.
I'm here with Ben at the Zev Tech booth, and he's going to talk a little bit about their products.
Hey guys, so what we have here is the FDP. I know plenty of you probably saw a lot of it last year. We are super close. Right now we're planning, the goal is to launch this in the first quarter of 2025, late first quarter, excuse me.
Yeah.
This particular model here is the SBR or carbine version that we're gonna launch, which will come out first. After that, we will release a pistol variant. For those of you who are not as familiar with the platform, this was something that Magpul had kind of teased a number of years ago. Zev came on board a couple of years ago and started, everyone realized that the frame that we use in our OZ9 pistols was a great fit for this particular system. So we've taken that, modified it to suit the needs of the FDP, to make it a dedicated platform as opposed to just a chassis. So as far as operationally speaking goes, deployment, you got your choice of left or right. These tabs here, it's just a straight push back on the button, but that also doubles as your charging handle. You have slide release here, also a manual safety, which kind of adds to the safety of the firearm. You can carry this one in the chamber with the manual safety on. When it's all folded up, there's no chance of it going off. So when you're ready to kind of get it folded back up, start back here at the grip, just get it started. You come to the top of the stock here. Oh, make sure the slide's forward first. Then it will all fold back up.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Right.
So I'm curious at what kind of started this idea?
So this was something that, like I said, Magpul in 08, it was a proof of concept. They just wanted to see if they could do it.
Yeah.
It was originally going to be a chassis for a Glock firearm. And since Zev obviously has extensive history in making aftermarket components for Glock, it just kind of made sense once we started developing our own pistol and realized that it was going to be perfect for turning this into not just another chassis for a handgun, but its own weapon system.
Yeah. And what price? Do we know kind of what that's going to be?
Yeah, so right now it's going to be about $16.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a pretty sweet little thing. The folding part of it's all super cool, but what really drives the point home is when you get to shoot it. Like we did a launch event a couple months ago. We had an LPVO on here, 1x8. We were shooting this out to 200 yards, no problem. So.
Awesome. Did you guys have it at range day this week?
We didn't. No,
okay.
No, not this year. Hopefully next year though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So pretty exciting. Like I said, goal is end of first quarter 2025. Hopefully we meet that goal, but we're pretty darn close. Yep. Either hand, whichever you decide, just press straight.
Oh, you have to go down.
Yeah, straight
okay,
down.
Got it.
Exactly.
I can even hold it. Oh, that was easier. You don't really have to do anything.
It does it for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly.
And then there you go. It's easy.
Simple
nice.
as that.
That's
exactly.
Awesome. That's really fun.